The
meeting is now in session. Let's stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Travis, roll call please.
Ms. Pringle?
Here.
Mr. Hicks?
Present.
Mr. Jones is absent. Mr. Ring?
Here.
Mr. Baki?
Here.
Mr. Keith?
Here.
Mayor Bullock?
Here. Alright, anyone have any details on Councilmember Jones?
Text from Houston late, or probably missed.
Yeah, I got the same thing. He wouldn't make it before 7, so.
Okay, well, I will, leave that up to you guys. If that is something you would like to excuse Councilmember Jones for, you certainly can make a motion.
Make a motion to excuse him.
Councilmember Ring has made the motion.
Second.
Councilmember Hicks with the second. Travis is giving Travis just a second here. Alright, when ready, Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Baki?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
Alright, motion passes. He is excused for this evening. Alright, we will move right along to public comment, and Delbert, welcome tonight. Anything?
Not much, I just wanna know how many felonies, Cody's got.
0.
0. We're glad to have him. He's a great addition to this council for sure. Alright, anything else, Delbert?
No, that's it.
Alright.
I'm
Okay.
not up to date.
I will roll into our department reports, and we're going to start this evening tonight with our fire and EMS. Chief Rocky, what do you have for the group tonight?
Is it okay if I stay here, Mayor?
Yeah, it'll pick you up.
Okay, so not a whole lot going on, and there's a matter later on I think you guys are going to attend to with an ambulance and what have you, but I did want to talk a minute about the storms earlier this week that went through. I think we answered 19 calls that evening, throughout the evening, but I think we were spared because Malware answered nearly 100 calls. And in fact, throughout the night, we actually sent a crew up there to give them a hand because they were just overwhelmed. They couldn't handle it. But we established our EOC at about 3 o'clock, a little ahead of the storm, and then we closed it down at about 11. So basically what happens when you get a storm like that of that magnitude is it's direct dispatch because the comm center can't keep up. So we basically dispatch from our station. So, but like I said, we did the 19 calls. There were no fires. There was one emergency transport. It was not weather related. So I brought a few extra folks in that evening because I knew it was going to get bad. I've been watching it, what have you. We had some volunteers come in, so we were well staffed and ready for it. I sent a couple guys out in the UTV that evening, and they were just clearing the roads because there was branches everywhere. But like I said, we had 19 calls of our own, and then the one engine went to Mount Orr. We went up there for a call, and they just stayed up there and helped with the calls. Just they were inundated. So other than that, it wasn't a terribly bad evening for us. It was stressful for a little bit, but like I said, there were no fires, nothing like that. The new ladder truck's about 90% of the way to be in service. We're just waiting on a few more tools to come in. We took it out on a call today, and it can be used if we need it. The biggest problem holding us back is the seats where the firefighters sit. They have a built-in device that holds the air pack. And the company that owned it before us didn't use the same style air packs that we have, so we're trying to retro those seats. So that's where we're at. I mean, we could lay them up in there if we need to use it. It's just not ideal because they're not anchored down. So once we get those in, it'll be completely ready. So it's been lettered and stickered and guys have been working diligently on it to get everything moved from the old one, so I sent the info to Travis, and we're gonna get that thing, the old green one. We might shed a tear when it leaves, I don't know. But we're gonna put it on the auction block and try and get rid of it, so. I was telling Travis, earlier, we have had a few families coming to the station, these last few storms we've had, older folks that live in mobile homes. So we just let them go in the back and set the recliners in the day room at Central and in the station. And it's not an ideal place for them, but it's better than,
A trailer.
yeah, so, but yeah, they come peeling in there right before the storm usually, so. Okay. That's all I have, man. Thank you.
Questions, comments for Chief?
Do we have a community shelter?
We've worked with, the churches in the past, during some of these storms to have them, not us have them open, but they've reached out to say, hey, if you wanna communicate that we're open. I don't know if they reached out this last time.
Didn't hear from them.
Yeah, I haven't heard from them, but I know that the Church of Christ in the past has. You know, it's a matter of logistically, if there's people there, then we have to send people out to set with those people, and so it's kind of been I'm not gonna say it, it's troublesome. And I think, you know, then getting 2 or 3 people to come in and open it has been maybe an issue. You know, when the storms pop up, if it's an outage thing, like the power goes out in the middle of winter and you need to house people, that's easier for them to accommodate than a storm that pops up in the afternoon. So, but they were really the only ones we had was the Church of Christ, so that's why when people come to the station, I'm like, that's cool, whatever, you know.
Plus, it's hard to make it an official place to go because they don't have generation. So if the power goes out, then they really can't have people there. So you can't really advertise that it's gonna be available because if the power goes out, it's not.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, there's a lot of catch-ups with it as well.
And what you find really is most people want to take care of themselves and just be at home. So yeah, you might get a few, but generally you don't get that many.
All right, additional questions, comments? All right, thank you. All right, Chief Enlow, police update for the group.
Yeah, on your desk there, I gave you a piece of paper. I'm just gonna do this moving forward, and I'll have you put it in the agenda for you guys. I just didn't get it out in time today, but just to give you some idea of what we're doing in the police department, statistic-wise, and just things that we're looking forward to. This is from 7/13 to 8/13, which is about a month. And we had 427 calls for service, 37 reports taken, 3 arrests, 72 traffic stops, 54 were citations.
Yeah, count me in.
Yeah, I got to be counted as one of them. Traffic crashes, there was 4, and they responded to 16 disorders of domestics, that kind of situation there. Last night, on the 12th, we had one use of force report where a taser was deployed and a male was trying to ram his car into people and other cars. Once the officers got on scene, he became combative, resisted, and they had to subdue him with a taser and place him in the wrap restraint before taking him to jail. As far as personnel and training goes, we're still searching for a full-time officer. That's a struggle right now with the current environment. Training, we just recently completed like a shoot house with rifles and transition drills out at the range. All of our CPT is done for the year. Employee recognition, I wanted to commend Captain Green through an email, through positive memorandum for his support and organization for the National Night Out. He does a real good job on that. Community engagement, we just did on the 11th, we did our Blue Line Leaders outing where we took 3 kids shopping and we went to Scene 75 and took them out to ride go-karts and things like that. So that event went really well and the kids really liked that. This morning and tomorrow we'll be at the school for our superhero welcoming the new preschoolers and the kindergartners to try to help them get rid of the nerves and make them feel welcome as they come. So that went really well. Projects that I'm working on, we had got awarded from the government a 4-place climbing wall that I've been working on. Have you ever seen them? They're on a big mobile trailer and they erect and you climb up them with a harness and stuff. So they're about $40,000 brand new. We got it for free and it's in brand new condition. So we're just working with Travis on getting it inspected and getting the insurance worked out and stuff like that. So we'll just use it for events like the things they have on the square and stuff like that for kids to be able to play on. The events that we got coming up that we're looking forward to is just the fair and the parade and the Halloween hide and seek that we do annually. And that's all I got.
Fantastic. Questions, comments? All right.
Mayor Boland.
Yes.
Man, I forgot, I'm sorry, but I wanted to thank Councilman Kringle for her hard work for our splash party. I wasn't able to be there, it was my sibling weekend at hockey that we do every year, but we probably had more there that one night than we've had the last 3 combined, so, she did a lot of work on getting food there, and they got a snow cutting truck, and from the pictures I saw, the little kids had a lot of fun, so I think there were close to 300 kids there, so kudos to her, and thank you very much.
Just kind of overwhelming how many people came up, wasn't expecting that. So.
It was a great event, and you're correct. Councilmember Pringle does a great job with events, so we appreciate her and her enthusiasm around that. Thank you. All right, any additional comments, questions? All right, well, thank you to you both, and again, can't say thank you enough. I know this week has been very testing with the weather and to both of your crews, so we certainly appreciate what you guys are doing day in and day out, by all means. Thank you. All right, Travis, update on utilities.
So we did have some utility issues with the storm, but I think we were luckier than most. We did have power throughout, but we did have some secondary lines that were damaged. We did have crews, I think they were in until 2 or 3 in the morning. We had issues on South Elm, East State, East Grant, North Water area. We had some issues. North Main, we had a tree down. Green Acres was affected by a power outage momentarily from down tree limbs. Lorite Drive had a tree come down, and then also a tree on South Main that damaged some primary and neutral lines. But fortunately, we did keep power throughout the event. So I think there were over 100,000 out right after the event, and there are still people out today. So I think we were very fortunate that we missed the brunt of that. Yeah, the guys did work quickly to get power back on with the village. So that was good. Otherwise, our focus has been mostly attended on the streetscape project. Most of the electric is completed now. All the water mains are done. Working on an issue with the sewer connection for the visitor center. That sewer main was not where it was it was supposed to be on paper, so we're working on, there'll be a change order there, but I think we'll have that covered. We just found out that we are going to get funding to cover additional tuck pointing for the visitor center building, so it'll be handled next week. They will be doing paving 3 days next week, so they'll get the bottom layer and the middle layer paving in, and then the surface paving will be done probably a week or so after Labor Day, and then the streets will be open for travel. So hopefully shortly after Labor Day, we'll have the detours gone, and people will be able to get back to driving in one direction around the square. So, and then we do have a discussion, I think, later in the meeting about East Grant Street. I'd like to talk about that, but we can do that and get to it on the agenda. And then streets, we're extending the paving for this project, so we will go down East Grant to where we had paved last year, and then we'll extend paving out to State Street there at the intersection, and we'll do Cherry Street and Grant Street back to Pleasant there. So while we're doing it, it'll give it a more complete look, and then we'll probably just do a larger paving next year with leftover paving money from this year. So, because at this point it's hard to get a competitive paving bid this late in the year. So that's proceeding well. We did have our monthly business meeting for the streetscape updates. We had a few people there, but no big concerns. I think everybody's pleased with the progress. And like I say, hopefully the next month will be the final meeting, and we'll be talking about the traffic flow. And then for parks, not really much new there. We have been burning some of the piles from the tree trimming in the back. I think that's pretty well complete at this point. We're gonna look at other options for future brush, but that is proceeding. We do have sports going on in there now, but we'll continue to work.
Does a lot of the sidewalks get paver brick?
There are sections. The corners will get the paver bricks.
I noticed the cement's indented.
Yeah, where the cement's indented, that's what it's for. And the brick will fill that back.
Get a warranty on that.
Yeah.
I did First State Bank 50 years ago. It's still solid. So, not all of them are like that though.
Well, that's why we're putting concrete under, and then it'll have the butyl tar that sits between that and the brick.
Tar?
It's kind of like it's an asphalt tar. And it's
In between a brick.
between the bricks and the concrete underneath, not between each brick. That kind of holds it.
I have to see that.
Any questions for Travis?
East Grant, when you talking about paving, does that mean East Grant it will connect with Elm? Will that be paved that far?
It's gonna pave all the way down the hill now, yeah, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that's where we stopped paving last year.
Yeah, okay, that'd be good.
Any other questions?
Well, just a comment, I went around to go into the hardware store a week or so ago, talking to someone, wasn't paying attention when I hit that drop off, jarred my teeth. And I'm like, what in the world? Then the person said, well, if you'd have fallen, I'd pick you up. That's nice of you.
Yeah, a lot of people are asking why we would put concrete or put the sidewalk in like that, but there will be the pavers.
That's what I told him.
All right, any other questions or feedback? Thank you, Travis. We will move along, and first thing on the agenda is the appointment of a Board of Zoning Appeals council member. So on that Board of Zoning Appeals, we have one elected official as a representative on that board, and with Kelly Campbell resigning from council, that leaves a vacancy. So I would ask if there's somebody here that has a desire to serve on that board, let me know. If not, I will nominate somebody to serve on that board, as we can't go with the vacancy there. So zoning appeals, what you would do on that board is essentially deal with if somebody's putting a building in and there's a variance, based on the setbacks, and they don't have enough space for the setbacks. They might come and say, hey, I really want to do this. Would this be acceptable? So they work through the appeals to work through that process and see if it's something they could do. So it's essentially just that. When there's appeal to the zoning code, they come to the board to ask for a variance.
Yeah, we have a month, there's a monthly meeting scheduled, but many times they'll get canceled because there's nothing to talk about.
Is that the same board that I was on before I did council, or was it slightly different?
There's two boards. There's the planning commission, is that correct? Is correct name zoning, and then the board of appeals. The planning commission deals directly with the code itself, changes, updates, things of that nature. The appeals is the one where you're dealing with the public in regards to specific issues on their property. So I will ask again, is there anyone in this room, elected official, that would like to serve on that board?
I mean, you deal with all this stuff in your real estate career. Seems like a perfect candidate.
Would you like to do it, Tony?
Yeah, I'll do it.
I know, right? So Tony has interest in this board. I would then, let's see, I would make the appointments council, correct? And then they would,
If he's the council member appointment, they can just vote to approve it.
do we need a motion?
I just do a vote to approve
So we just need a motion to elect Tony to the,
it. Fill the vacancy for council.
yes, to fill the vacancy for the zoning board of appeals, board of zoning appeals.
I make that motion to nominate Tony for that board position.
A second.
Councilmember Keefe has made that motion with Councilmember Baki providing the second. I will give you just a second, Travis.
That was a close one.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Hicks,
Yes.
Mr. Ring,
Yes.
Again.
Mr. Baki,
Yes.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
All right, congratulations, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
You're on that board. Mike Quick will be reaching out to you when there's meetings coming up, so he'll be the one that works with you on that. All right, appointment of two for the planning commission. So the planning commission is the one that deals directly with the zoning code itself. So any updates, changes, things of that nature, it goes through the planning commission first. We have two vacancies for whatever reason, people that have resigned or moved out of the area. And I have been working on filling those vacancies. There are two people that I would say would be good candidates. One would be Steve Swanson, and the other one would be Cameron Davidson. Both of them I know and have reached out to, and they're both interested in serving on that board. Both right here in Georgetown, of course. So those would be my two picks. If that is something that you guys are interested in doing, I'm certainly open to questions, but we would certainly need a motion to fill those two vacancies, as we do have items coming up.
Are they kind of qualified for the,
Yes. Yes.
Besides them, you haven't been contacted by the city anyways, so any interest or anything like that, so.
Steve's he's the farmer outside of town?
No,
Yes.
he's the one that was in here that wanted a council member position.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Yes.
okay.
And if you want somebody else, I'm certainly open to that too as well.
So is the council, the other guy that, who else, you said? There's two.
Cameron Davidson. Was over on Highway Street, soon to be moving into Delbert's subdivision back behind the firehouse.
Is there a council member on that?
I believe so, I don't know.
Should be.
I'm sure it is.
I have to double check with Mike. I'm assuming yes, I think that one has to have a council member as well. They're just not, they have not been as active. Yes. Yeah. I don't.
I can look it up if you want to wait and come back to the agenda.
Okay, that sounds good. I can come back.
Yeah, I can see.
Item 5.3 on your agenda is appointment of president of council. So within this group of individuals here, elected officials, as you know, Kelly Campbell did resign from council, and he was also the president of council. So we certainly need to fill that vacancy. The president of council serves in the capacity, if I were unable to serve, that person would be the assistant or the person that would step in and fill the role too as well, right? And then they help with some of the fiscal responsibilities and double checking some of the things within the fiscal part with Greg. But essentially they are that person that I got if something where I wasn't able to serve, they would fulfill my role. So with that said, is there any interest in this position?
I would have an interest in being in that position of, consideration.
Councilmember Baki has suggested that he would be interested in this position. Is there any other interest?
I too would be interested.
Councilmember Pringle has as well said that she would be interested. There's two.
My thought was, Andy or Jessica would be good candidates. That's how I feel about it.
So do we need a motion or we just vote with a name?
You can do it a couple ways. You can have them each say why they would like to hold the position, or you can just vote. Or it just has to be an open.
Any other additional interest? Okay. Any discussions or any questions that you would like to ask of the two candidates?
Yeah, can they explain why they would be interested?
Sure. Councilmember Pringle?
Sure. I'm interested, I like to be involved, I'm readily available. That's all I got.
Councilmember Baki?
My educational background is political science with a master's in public administration. I've been a government employee for over 20 years now. Deputy Sheriff's Office, worked with our police department, everybody in this council. It's just something I think that would be a good fit. Pretty good at figuring out who needs to be where, or from a logistics standpoint, I do try myself to be available as much as possible. And I think I would do a good job in that role. So that's all
I think you both would be good candidates for the position. I don't think we could go wrong either way. Certainly see them both a good fit in their own various ways. So what we'll do is we will just go straight to a vote, and as you vote, as I call on you, you're going to state the name of the person that you would like to vote for.
Oh, it's tough.
Is it bringing back school memories? All right. Travis, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we are gonna start with Councilmember, oh wait, are you gonna do the name calling or you want me to? I'll just do it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Councilmember Hicks,
With Andy.
Councilmember Rain.
Jessica?
Let's go, right. Councilmember Pringle, who do you vote for?
I mean, can I really vote for myself?
Yes.
You should.
Yes, myself. Just-
Pringle, okay. Councilmember Pocky,
I would vote for myself.
Councilmember Keith.
Jessica.
All right, so new president of council is Councilmember Pringle.
Thank you.
Again, either of you would have been a great fit. We know
It's a
that.
good job.
Yes, thank you.
Your vice president?
All right, we are moving along. Item 5.4 on, oh, yeah, so let's go back to the actual, it's planning.
I'm sorry, planning.
Yes.
Okay, so on the planning commission, our code states that it's 5 members. It shall consist of the mayor, one member of one member of council, and 3 citizens. That's how you get to the 5.
Okay. And before you ask, I can't tell you offhand who the council member is, but it has to be somebody. It's probably Andy, would be my guess. Given that Andy's been on here the longest, because if we were missing a council member, Mike would have already told us, just because we have pending stuff. But we will verify for you guys who the council member is. I think, it's not you, is it, Tony? Sure.
No.
Okay.
It's not Jeremy?
Jeremy's not been on here very long. No. And it couldn't have been Kelly, so. Most likely leaves Councilmember Baki, but we will double check on that.
That's what the next one for me.
No, it's the,
Planning commission member.
Oh, you automatically,
well, no, they think that there has to be a council member, or I'm sure that it's their assumptions it's me.
okay.
I also don't know, so.
Yeah, I mean, it had been mentioned, but I never was invited to a meeting, so I,
Yeah, you would definitely be invited if there were
Yeah.
If you were on the committee and there were items to be discussed or brought to the zoning, to Mike essentially, then he would reach out to you guys and do the scheduling. So then that brings me back to the original topic. Certainly open to you guys. If there's somebody else you want to put on this board, we do have 2 vacancies. My 2 nominations or my 2 suggestions would be the 2 that I proposed to you. Know that these boards tend to, what is the word? People come and go, unfortunately. It's like a good way to get your feet wet if you're somewhat interested in any type of political path or you think you want to be on council, just like Mr. Swanson. It's a great way to kind of get your toes in the water and get a little bit of how things work. So I don't think there are too many wrong choices in these scenarios because, again, it's about the general public being a part of this and having an opinion and trying to help create what governs us too as well. And again, it's about them getting their feet wet. So in these meetings, you know, it's going to be just like this when we discuss a topic or something that comes about that requires us to decide change or to make a change. The 6 of you guys have those discussions back and forth, and then ultimately there's a vote, and the vote is what goes forward. So, but yeah. So, again, those are my 2 appointments. If there are other names you want to put out there, float out there, please do so. If not, certainly we could entertain a motion.
And these are mayor appointments with council approval?
Yes.
I would make a motion to appoint the members that the mayor has brought forward to the council.
I second that.
Councilmember Bakke has made the motion to appoint Steve Swanson and Karen Davidson to the Planning Commission. I want to make sure I get the correct one. All right. Any further discussion? Any other appointments? All right, Travis, roll call, please.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Bakke?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, guys. All right, item 5.4 on your agenda is we have a supplemental appropriation. Our new council president can read this by title for us.
An ordinance making supplemental appropriation for the Village of Georgetown, Brown County, Ohio, Village of Georgetown. An ordinance making supplemental appropriation for the Village of Georgetown, Brown County, Ohio.
All right, thank you, Travis. This is motion here. Certified. Okay, yeah, let's talk through this.
Couple things here. We are doing some sewer I&I repair, so that's the 56,000. We will get some of that back. There is money that we have been funded for. I think it's ARPA related, so we have to spend that before October 30th. So we'll get this done, and we'll get. I think there's 40,000 left from that. So some of that will go towards engineering fees, but a portion of that will recover from this 56,000. But anyway, we have to appropriate this before we can do that project. And then the other 2, we're splitting between the fire and EMS capital outlay line and the general equipment line for the purchase of an ambulance. And Joey can speak of what we're looking for as far as the ambulance. This is setting $250,000 aside so that we're ready when we locate it, so we can move on it. Because if you don't move on these quickly, you have to have it ready.
Somebody else.
Yeah.
And this is, it's called a remanufacturing.
Yeah, so basically it's a remount, actually. So they, much like any automobile, there's a dozen ambulance manufacturers out there. Some are better than others. Some are able to be remounted, some aren't. At the top of your list, you're gonna have like Braun and Horton are your best ambulance manufacturers out there. Typically, one of those 2 brands is who you wanna buy to remount. So basically what they'll do is they'll find an ambulance that's a few years old that has too many miles on it, the chassis shop. They'll take the box off, tear it down to bare metal, repaint it, put all new insides on it, put it on a new chassis and ship it out. essentially you're getting a brand new product. You know, the box has been repainted, everything inside of it's brand new. They just use the old shell. Typically, you can do that 1 or 2 times, but generally speaking, you're gonna save about $100,000 to $200,000 by going that avenue as opposed to buying an entirely brand new squad. And I see no reason not getting a remount. I really don't. The chassis, sometimes the chassis will be, you know, like a 24 or 25 model, but they're still brand new because the companies will buy 60 chassis and remount them as they get boxes. So you get the new manufacturer's warranty because it doesn't take effect until the vehicle's titled. So, you know, even though the chassis might have 60 miles on it, and it might be a 2025, you still get the new manufacturer's warranty. Okay. There's a company it's called Elite Ambulances. It's in North Carolina that has several of them readily available. So, you know, I talked to Travis. You know, I mean, some days you go on there, they'll have 2 or 3, and then the next day they sell. So it's nice to have the money there to where you can move on it. You know, when you find one. So, yeah, and then the money is part of it's from our general. And then part of it's from that fund. We put money aside each year to buy a new ambulance, or I'm sorry, equipment, not necessarily an ambulance, but so much of our money goes into it to build a nest egg. So when it comes time to get an ambulance, or a fire truck, we can just buy it. So.
And we've, over the last few years, I know Joey's really worked to squeeze every bit of use out of these ambulances that we have currently. But it's coming to a point where, you know, we've really got to secure something for the future and make sure that we have reliable equipment for the village and for our community. So it's certainly beyond time to get a new ambulance and, you know, have that here for the village. And really, ideally, I mean, we need to work together on building a plan for the future as far as how often we come back to ambulances and get something new or get something newer so that there's kind of a plan in place, and so that's really the goal here too as well. But right now I can say they certainly need something new for that firehouse.
But generally speaking, I would recommend a remount over.
Yeah.
There's really no difference, you know.
Absolutely. Sounds like it's kind of a no-brainer in
It's a
that
new
sense.
truck.
I'm sorry?
It's a new truck.
Yeah, it's a new chassis with the box has been redone.
Question.
What do we do with the old one that we're getting rid of or replacing?
The Chevy, the old, we can do one of 2 things. We can keep it. The problem is we have nowhere to keep it. Our building's crammed full, so we would have to find a place within the village to keep it, or we can sell it outright. The advantage to keeping it is, you know, if one of the other ones goes in the shop for oil change or whatever, then we have to keep, but it's getting to the point to where it's nickel and diming, and I'm afraid if it sits very long, that when we go to get it, it's gonna have something wrong with it. It's just, I mean, it's a 2017, and you know, you guys know how we run them, so, you know, it's just getting up there in mileage. And when we bought that squad, it's basically a cookie cutter squad, if you will, for lack of better words. There's a manufacturer in Florida that has them, and they're cheap built, and, you know, it was kind of an emergency purchase. And the problem is when they start going bad, they go bad quick because it's just not the best quality in the world. You can't remount them because of the quality, so, you know, so that's my fears if we keep it. So we'd probably honestly put it on gov deals and see if anybody wants it. So, or, you know.
Other questions, concerns, comments?
If you was able to sell that one relatively quickly, would that money just simply go right back into the same nest egg fund for the
Yes.
future?
Yeah.
Start putting the money right back
And
in?
that's where the ladder truck money will go back into that long-term fund for that.
All right, if there's no additional comments, certainly could entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the ordinance.
Councilmember Baki has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second that.
Second provided by Councilmember Keith. Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Hicks,
Yes.
Mr. Ring,
Yes.
Mr. Baki,
Yes.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, guys. All right, item 5.5 is, oh, ordinance number, sorry, yes, I got too fast. Travis.
So that was an ordinance, that will be 1418.
Ordinance number 1418.
I do have a question before we move forward.
Yeah, sure.
On the zoning board, how many people are on that board?
The zoning board is
I mean,
five.
the
Which one?
appeals board.
The appeals.
Is there any, public?
Yeah,
Any
absolutely.
residents?
Yeah. It's a combination of, village council member and then probably 3 to 4, general public.
And while we're on that subject, Mike Click said that Mr. Ring is on the planning commission.
So it's you.
I am on the planning committee?
Yeah, it's gonna be an issue. You can't be on the BZA. How do we resend that?
Well, I think we can just do a motion to appoint someone else and replace them.
Okay.
So we find someone else.
All right. So let's back up. So we're gonna have to do, so if Tony is on, Tony, we appointed you to the BZA, right? The appeals board?
Unless you'd rather be on
Let's go back, hold on. Let me go back here. So we appointed Tony to the Board of Zoning Appeals.
Yes.
We now know that Tony is also on the Planning Commission, which we can't have him on both. So it's your choice. You can either stay on the Zoning Appeals, or you can stay on the, Planning Commission. Which would you like?
Zoning appeals.
He wants to stay on the zoning appeals, so then we need to appoint a new council member to the planning commission. And Joe's checking something.
So he's decided to stay on BZA?
Yep, as we appointed him.
Okay, so we don't have to have a council member there, but we do for planning commissions, if somebody has to be on the planning commission for council.
Okay. So that means I need somebody else to be on the planning commission, which again deals with the zoning code itself, changes, updates, concerns, things of that nature. Is there any interest?
I'll do it.
Jessica Pringle, all right. Any other interest? All right, so Jessica has shown interest in the planning commission. So we will go to a vote, and I will start on my left here with Cody Hicks. Cody? Yes. Tony?
Yes.
Well, I need a motion and a second for that.
Do we?
Yeah, that way I can, we did for this.
We did. For Tony and planning
Okay.
commission.
Maybe it was.
We did, because we had 2 names on the
We
other
had 2
thing.
names on the other.
Okay. All right, I need a motion to appoint Councilmember Pringle to the planning commission.
Make a motion.
Councilmember Ring has made the motion to appoint
Yes.
Jessica Pringle to the planning commission.
Second.
Second provided by Councilmember Hicks, thank you. Travis, roll call.
Oh, shoot. I just made a mistake.
Take your time.
There we go. Okay, Ms. Pringle,
Yes.
Mr. Hicks,
Yes.
Mr. Ring,
Yes.
Mr. Baki,
Yes.
Mr. Keith.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Congratulations, Jessica. All right, I'm gonna give you, do you need a second, Travis?
I'm good.
You're good? Okay. All right. Thank you, guys. All right, let's move on. Let's do something different. Let's go to section 5.5. Looks like we've got some property to dispose of. Councilmember Pringle, can you read that by title?
An ordinance authorizing the sale, disposal, or transfer of personal property from the village of Georgetown.
All right. And it looks like we are getting rid of the ladder truck and an old ambulance, so those both are going on gov deals. All right, any questions? If not, I will entertain a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second.
Councilmember Baki has made the motion to approve the ordinance, and Councilmember Pringle has provided the seconds. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion passes, and Travis, we need an ordinance number. When you're ready.
So this will be 1419.
Ordinance number 1419. All right, item 5.6 on your agenda, it looks like we are looking at a cybersecurity program. Jessica, when ready. Item 5.6, just need you to read it by title.
A resolution adopting a cybersecurity program for the Village of Georgetown pursuant to Ohio Revised Code Section 9.64, establishing policies for protection of government data, incident response, training, and reporting of cybersecurity incidents, and declaring an emergency.
All right, thank you. Travis.
So this is an unfunded mandate by the state, and now we are required to have a cybersecurity program. And so this is part of that. This is the public knowledge part of it. There's more that we have to have. It's not public record, of course, for this, but this creates our cybersecurity program, and we've been working with our IT and various entities to make sure that we have all those boxes checked for the state. And next time we go through audits, there'll be more verification for that, and I'm sure we'll adjust that over time. But this is completing what's required by Ohio Revised Code Section 9.64.
Questions, comments? All right, if not, I would certainly entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
All right, Councilmember Baki has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second that.
Second provided by Councilmember Keith. Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Baki?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
All right, motion passes, and that will be resolution number.
Resolution 1442.
Perfect, thank you. All right, item 5.7 is another resolution we're looking at. Councilmember Pringle, if you could read it by title, please.
A resolution adopting rules for the skate park located at Catherine Hamlin Park.
Thank you. Travis?
So, as I was working on signage for the new playground equipment and getting that ordered, it was pointed out to me that we didn't have signage for the skate park. So, our new liability insurance carrier provides a lot of the boilerplate for the signage requirements to protect us from liability. And with the skate park, the recommendation is that we encourage the use of helmets by children. So, and because of that, they suggest that we adopt this by resolution so that it can be enforced by, if the police officer were to be there and see children behaving in an unsafe manner, it can be enforced.
Questions?
Is it 16, 18?
I mean, it encourages everyone to use the proper safety equipment.
And then when you say enforce that, what does that look like exactly?
Well, I don't think there'll be any arrests.
Citation, right? If they were just like, hey,
Yeah, hey, our requirement is that you. The goal is just to protect, we're not trying to get any revenue from citations
Right.
on this, it's just to protect people.
Additional comments?
Is the exhibit A that it mentions in the resolution, is that attached? Or am I just not?
Well, was that the sign? Let's see if I can access this.
Park rules. section 1.
No, I thought they were attached. No, they're not. So we can table this if you'd like, because, yeah, that should have been attached.
Because are there other rules other than just helmets?
Yeah, there are.
It's probably important.
Yeah, why don't we table it? We will make sure everybody knows what they're voting on.
Yes. So we would certainly need a motion to table that resolution.
Make a motion, we table that resolution.
Councilmember Ring has made the motion to table the resolution adopting rules for the skate park. Is there a second? Second provided by Councilmember Hicks. All those in favor state so by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. We will talk about that at the next meeting. Good catch, Councilmember Pringle. All right, item 5.8, ordinance vacating Sycamore Street. Councilmember Pringle, can you read that by title?
Ordinance vacating Sycamore Street and Oak Street.
All right, thank you. Travis, I know we've been working on this.
So yeah, this is the vacation of those streets. Those are all inside one parcel for the mobile home park. So you know, it's really just a mobile home park driveway. I'm not sure how those ever became public streets. It's no different than, like I've said before, with Markley Square or any of the apartment complexes around town where, you know, this is all within one parcel. That's just the driveway to those dwellings. So this will vacate that and turn that maintenance back over to the mobile home park. And as they have told me that this is the only mobile home park that they own where they are a public street. So it's very uncommon.
Okay. Questions, comments? If not, I would certainly entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve.
Councilmember Baki's made a motion to approve. Is there a second?
I second that.
Second provided by Councilmember Key. Roll call, Travis.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Baki?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
All right, motion passes, and that's ordinance number.
This is going to be ordinance number 1420.
1420. All right, thank you. All right, item 5.9 on your agenda, another resolution that we're looking at, and Councilmember Pringle, if you can read that by title.
Resolution setting forth services that will be provided by the Village of Georgetown to the owners and residents of real property located in Pleasant Township, Brown County, if such area is annexed to the Village of Georgetown, and stating an approximate date by which such services will be available if annexed.
All right, Travis, give us some detail.
So this is the second half of the annexation of the property, soon to be a retirement home, senior living apartment complex, and that's going to be at the end of Hollywood there.
Is it Hollywood or Chardell?
I think it's Hollywood. Yeah, it's off of Hollywood. With the Chardell is where our power is, and we have to run that over to the end of Hollywood.
This is statutorily required before we can move forward with the annexation. It's the last step you'll take before you accept the property. And we should hear back from the commissioners anytime after that.
But I will say, hopefully next meeting, once this is accepted and annexed, we will ask council to designate it with the proper zoning classifications so that they can go ahead and move forward with building on.
Is everybody aware of the project? Okay. Are there any questions?
I mean, not in its entirety.
You don't have Travis.
So if you recall, last year we had several developers vying for this funding that was either workforce housing or senior centers. We had several presentations here. None of those were awarded. This one, we were not really working with because it wasn't annexed property, so, we've kind of found out after we thought all of the projects had been declined, that this one, did get awarded, so for them to get sewer and electric and water and everything, and then, we asked them to go ahead and annex, so, we will be getting a TIF in place for this to help cover the cost of, repairing the roadway, and then probably use that for, infrastructure and other needs.
How many units are going to be there?
It's 50 or 52, it's somewhere around there, I think.
It was 10-acre parcel.
9.6 something.
Additional questions, comments?
And it's exclusively senior living.
Yes, at least one person in each department has to be classified as a senior.
If there are no other comments, certainly could entertain a motion.
Make a motion to approve the resolution.
Councilmember Bakke has made the motion to approve the resolution. Is there a second? Second provided by Councilmember Rain. All right, Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Bakke?
Yes.
Mr. Keefe?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Thank you, guys. And as Joe said, there'll be more legislation to come as follow-up steps for this. All right, item 5.10 in your agenda, that is the discussion of yard signs in the right-of-way. I know, Jessica, this is something that you brought up at the last meeting as far as yard signs being put around the town. Certainly would like to discuss that further and see if there's something that we should be doing.
So yeah, I've talked to Joe about that, he was not here at the last meeting, and I believe the best way to do this is to add this to the amendments that we're working on with the zoning code.
So we can do that, and that would fall under the category of temporary signs. So you're talking about the signs that just pop up for,
Gutters.
Referees.
yeah, they're all considered temporary. They're non-political signs, they're commercial, and yes, you can limit those and say they can't be in the right of way. Then the second half of that, and most communities that we represent obviously don't permit that. But the second part of it falls on administration, which is, are we going to routinely go and collect those or not? Or are we gonna wait till there's a complaint? So I think that's something as this goes through the zoning process, you should be talking to Public Works about, are they gonna monthly sweep, weekly sweep, or based on complaint? So I think that's something to think about.
And then what about political signs? Are there any,
We really can't.
Those are protected.
it's protected, not even how quickly they need to come down after an election?
So lots of communities do say they have to go up by this date and down by this date. I will tell you that I think that's constitutionally shaky. And most communities use that more as a threat than anything else. I would be happy to research if that law has changed, but I will tell you that typically those are not enforceable. One of the reasons for that is you would have to make it so specific to the election, because if someone wants to have a sign in their yard all year round that says, I support the president or I support the governor, doesn't relate to an election and could be there. So it would have to be signed relating to a specific election, and again, I would want to check that just to make sure. And you can see where people, right now, if you drive through Georgetown, I did it today, people put flags up, signs up, they're not tied to an election. Now you can say that political signs can't be in the right of way, and that is something that that is kind of understood. They're supposed to be on this side of the telephone poles, this side. And if they are, that comes back to my previous comment, which is, are we going to collect those or not collect those?
Right.
Most communities make the decision, I'm not going to get involved in that fight, I'm not going to touch those. Individual property owners can do it, but
You have Chris Hicks all over you.
so that's really up to, it's a policy decision.
All right,
But the signs that you're talking about, Jessica, absolutely we can regulate those. I would also put in that category the signs that advertise like for rent, for sale, open house. And typically, these individuals are smart. These signs tend to go up on the weekends when there's no zoning enforcement. So,
Okay, so,
Well, like the real estate signs, if we have a house that's listed down the street and we put a sign at the corner, we ask the guy at the corner if we could put a sign with an arrow pointing down.
yeah.
We don't just do that, so.
Yeah, and now typically you're supposed to keep those out of the right of way if you can, but as a practical matter, that is what they run. I'm aware of that. Or if someone's got a garage sale, or they typically do that, 'cause they don't want to inconvenience the property.
so it sounds like that's gonna go in front of the planning commission then, correct?
Yeah, after talking with Travis, I'm gonna slide those into the other zoning amendments that we have, and now that we have full boards, I think we can go ahead and move forward on that, and then we also are aware of some potential variances coming up related to the senior development we just talked about. So, all of that type will be coming soon, so there'll be a lot of zoning meetings,
Okay.
more than we've had recently, I'll put it that way.
Okay. All right. And then another item on the agenda is 5.11, discussion of East Grant Street. And Travis, I'm going to come to you for
Yeah,
this.
so we've had some discussions and some concerns. If you've noticed down the hill there past the post office, part of any development like this, when you do a streetscape, you have to use the current codes when you put sidewalk back. And there are some steps for some of the buildings where the steps come out in front. So to make that wide enough for handicap access, that sidewalk's pretty wide there, and it's eliminated some parking. So we discussed really the only way to fix that. And, you know, I think this will work, but it would require council approval, and that would be to make East Grant one way down the hill to that street past the historic homes there. I'm not sure what is that. It's before
Water.
Water Street, yeah. So it would be one way down the hill to Water Street. It would continue, and that way, you know, you see a lot of times you'll see people parking in the wrong direction in front of the post office. That would allow for that. You know, it's not going. I don't think it's going to deter people from using the post office. I think it'll make it easier for people to park pointing that direction in front of the post office. That way, you know, we really recover most of the parking that was eliminated from that, and I think it would be a natural flow for that to be one way continuing down the hill, so.
Would you make it to, it would be past the Heron Place, that it would be one way?
Yes. All the way down to that street at the
All
bottom.
the way down.
All the way to the tannery.
North Water.
Yeah, just past the tannery, yeah.
Where it turns and goes up.
What do you guys think about that?
As someone that works on that street and has to park there, I think it needs to happen. Parking was already an issue prior to the streetscape. But now there's only 3 parking spots in front of the post office. And if you park on both sides, you can only get one car through there, maybe. I think it makes sense. You could still turn right down the alley at Heron Place, so you don't have to go all the way down to pop out on 125.
Makes sense.
I think it makes sense as well. I guess my only thing is, do we give any time for public input to let people, before we would make it that way, to maybe if that way, if citizen, you know, if they have concerns or different things, if they have the ability to come to us or come to a meeting and voice their concerns prior to us just enacting this.
Well, this would take legislation, would it, to change direction, to make that one way? So yeah, this would just be the first time, so we'll have legislation for the next meeting if council wants to consider, if you're open to the idea.
I'd be able to do it.
Yeah, because if you went back up the hill, it's a one-way coming at you anyway. All you can do is go right.
You can go right or left.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't the traffic come from the left toward you now? Once it's open?
So if you're coming up the hill,
Or
you'd be able to turn either
left,
way.
you were, yeah, okay.
But the flow will make more sense for it to be one way down.
Yeah.
If it was one way coming down the hill, could you make it up to the Heron place and turn left or not? I mean, it's gonna happen down at the bottom by the tannery, and you'd have to turn and go back up.
Right. Yeah, to get to the post office or any of those businesses down the hill, you'll have to come through the square to get to that.
Alright, so this can be on the agenda for the
So,
next
yeah,
meeting.
we'll have legislation ready for next week.
And then are we talking about having parking on which side of the street?
I think parking will be on the north side of the street.
Post office
Yes,
side,
post
right?
office side.
Yeah, okay.
Will there be parking on both sides, won't there?
There'll be, in some places, we might be able to do that, but some places you still want to do it in parking.
I mean, if we're gonna make, if you can't park on both sides, then why would we make it one way then?
Because,
We're not gaining anything.
no, you are, because most of that parking, it's gonna be on the wrong side of the street for most of the parking, if it's not one way. And there's only intermittent spots where you can park.
Right, so if it is one way going down the hill, you could park 2 or 3 people in front of the post office
And on down the hill,
and then keep going down the hill, and then will you still be able to keep those few on the other side of the street?
yeah. I think there'll be spots where you'll be able to have parking on both sides, yeah. We'll just have to measure that out. I mean, we'll definitely have a lot more parking with it one way than we would with two way.
Alright, so that'll be on the next agenda for further discussion.
We'll have to have some leniency. I mean, I've been driving up and through there.
Well, this is gonna be a learning curve.
Yeah.
Once we get this
Yeah, no
thing
matter
going.
what, it's all gonna be
So
learning
the
curve.
one ways around the square is.
I know.
Oh, my.
Yeah, it's gonna be a mess for a little while. Alright, item 5.12 on your agenda is the discussion of the courthouse square relief fund. So we're coming back to this topic for you guys to decide. Travis and I have both had conversations with some local business owners. We initially gave them relief, or provided a relief program for April and May, the months of April and May. And so we're coming back to ask, should we do it for the month of June for those businesses again that were outlined originally in the relief plan? So that is the question.
I can say, you know, from my perspective, from what I'm hearing from businesses, I think businesses slowed down in the second phase of the project, I think for everybody. I'm not sure why, but it just seems like it has across the board, so I think times are tough for the businesses, so. And there's two aspects here, we need to consider the utilities relief and then the other relief.
Yeah, the other side of the relief where they can apply, so, and I will echo what Travis said, I think it's been tough for these, businesses, and there certainly, we allotted 30,000 when we did this program to begin with, and I think we're about 15,000 in, so there's approximately half of that left, so there's money left to do this for them. Again, that's the relief program that they can get up to, is it $1,500 per business based on their sales
Per month.
per month. So we would just be looking at the month of June for now, I guess. We could,
Well,
or,
I think we can go ahead and do June, July, really.
you think so?
Yeah.
Okay.
How is the relief structured? Is like, I guess Bennett's able to?
That's something we need to talk about. There's two additional things that I think we need to talk about there to
I know
update
they're
it.
new and it's just
I think we just need to
challenging
change.
timeline for them.
Yeah.
But I feel like, you know, something could be done for them.
So there's so if you, I wish I had it in front of me, I don't. So basically, it's based on your sales, okay? So the way we designed it the first time, is that you would, let's just say you're looking at the month of June. As a business owner, you would pull out your sales for the month of June in 2025 and compare that to your sales in June of 2026, assuming there's a difference, right? Let's just say in 2025 you did 26,000 in sales, in 2026 you did 25,000. You have a difference of $1,000. You're down year over year $1,000. So then the formula allows for you to apply up to $1,500 of your sales. Does that make sense? So
Yeah.
you could, in this scenario, you would just get $1,000.
With Bennett's not having that 25-year,
So then so what we did in the last relief, if your business was not in operation in 2025, so you don't have comparison years to look at, right? Then we did a flat stipend of $350. So they were eligible, so if it was a new business, then they didn't have anything to compare to for 2025. So we did a flat stipend of $350. And as the legislation currently reads, Venice would not be eligible for that because you had to be in operations May 30, after, any businesses after May 31st, well, I guess it does read like that, hold on. Any businesses that began operations after May 31st, 2025 may qualify for a one-time assistance payment of $350. So I guess that does include them.
Yeah, they would qualify for that, and then they would qualify for the utilities adjustment.
The reason they didn't qualify for the first program is because they technically were not open. So they did not qualify, that's what was in my mind, they were not open. So I guess the way it reads, then we're fine. And Travis is right, there's two programs here, let's talk about the stipend first, then we'll talk about the electric side of it too. So $350 is what we would provide for a new business, and or a business that was not in operation in 2025 essentially. Now you guys can change, modify however you want, or you don't have to do this at all. But go ahead.
The new business, does that just say they only get 1 month?
is it a one-time?
Yeah, no one time.
I think they should be able to get it monthly if the other businesses are able to apply for 2 months, why can't they get the
Yeah,
$350 stipend for 2 months?
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I think you can say that it's worded that way, because it's giving you an example of a month. If you weren't in business for the month of May 2025, then you would get $350 stipend. So then if you weren't in business for June or July, you would get that same stipend.
yeah.
Do you agree with that, Joe? Okay, Joe agrees with
And what
that.
months then will we be including?
This would be June and July.
June and July.
I'm just making some notes, like we're gonna do legislation for next week.
So we're doing it at the next meeting? We really need it.
Well, we have enough funds to cover this until we get to the next meeting, because we're only halfway through the funding. So,
So we can go ahead and offer the program?
yeah, with a vote of council, and then we'll have legislation to
It's appropriate.
increase more funding. If we need to,
He
like
said we'll
that.
have enough to get us through till the next council.
What if we need to make changes to this though? Because I have a suggestion on the change.
Well, then, yeah.
Because my suggestion on the change is that there's not an expiration for somebody to apply. So if they come in 12 months from now and want to apply,
As long as there's funding. Right.
then do we-
We could make that change, I think.
Yeah, all we're saying is,
Yeah.
we still have close to half of the 30,000 set aside. So that'll get us through the next 2 weeks until the next meeting, and then we'll have legislation to increase that 30,000 based on however many people apply between now and then.
We're about halfway through, and that covered 2 months so far, April, May.
Yeah, it covered 2 months so
So
far.
roughly 2 more months would cover the other half.
Well, I would expect we'll probably have more apply because it has slowed down,
Okay.
but yeah.
So then would we just update our application and make that available? Okay.
Yeah, with council approval.
I'm fixing it.
I'm confused with what we're approving.
So we're just approving the program to continue. We already have funding available. So
Okay.
the council authorized me to accept applications for the months of June and July.
Okay.
But do we need to make a change to that application first?
Well, I can edit the application.
Based on what we're hearing, I think it's fair for us to do that.
So are we keeping everything the same on the stipend program? $350 per month for new businesses and up to $1,500 for existing businesses?
And do those figures sound fair to everyone? I mean, they do to me, I don't see any adjustments.
Yeah. I think the 1,500 is fair,
Because
because
there's
that's,
also the utility piece too for
yeah.
some more relief.
I mean, in my mind, the 1,500 is, you would think of it as, in a sense, trying to cover their mortgage or their rent,
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And I feel like for a lot of these businesses, maybe their rent's a little bit more than that, or their, but, you know, it's a pretty good
Because
dent.
we're gonna have to appropriate that fund
The question I just asked is, we need to be thinking about how much more do you want to appropriate for the extension?
Well, if we're able to now get people applying, we're gonna know before next meeting if we need to. Because the question is if. I mean, we made it, we're 15,000 in. I mean, we might have a similar, and that was for 2 months, so essentially $7,500 a month.
for
There
it. Yeah, I
may
think
be,
it could be close.
I mean, it could be a fair chance that we don't need to appropriate,
I'll leave it blank for now.
but we would have a pretty good idea when you hear Travis prior to the next meeting.
Yeah.
Because the people that applied, they
Yeah,
applied like
I've
Wednesday.
received more than one call this week asking if we were going to extend it.
And Travis and team in office did an excellent job with this when we passed it last meeting with taking applications and making them first priority of their day, and getting checks back out same day, next day. So that's important here too, is that, you know, we wanna make sure we're very fast and getting money into their hands, so. And it's, you know, if there is an application, they do have to provide some documentation, but I don't think it was anything intense.
No, I don't really think we had any problems getting that. I mean, there were times I had to ask for clarification a bit more, but it wasn't, no one had any problem with it.
All right, questions, feedback, just on the stipend part? Tony, you look confused.
No, I'm
Good.
just listening.
Alright. So if this is something that we want to extend, then we would essentially just need to make a motion to extend the program for the months of June and July, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
I'll make a motion that we extend.
extend the relief program for the months of June and July. Alright, Councilmember Ring has made that motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Second provided by Councilmember Hicks. Alright. Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Baki?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
Alright, motion passes. So what this means for people at home or anyone that's listening is that starting tomorrow morning, essentially, you can get an application. We have this application on our website, I believe, correct?
Yeah, we'll have to update it for those months. I think it specifies, April
Yeah, it
and
does.
May, so we'll have to get that edited and we'll get that up first week.
So by Monday, we'll say, because we do have to make edits to the application. What this would mean is that you can stop into the office or go on our website and pick up an application just as you did a couple months back, and be able to apply for relief for June and July for the downtown businesses on the square. All right, as a follow-up to that, we then do want to talk about what we did previously, as well as we provided relief with utility bills for those businesses that are impacted on the square. We also provided relief for the residential homeowners too as well. So that's what we did previously. Is that something that this council wants to do, or a variation of that? I will throw it out there for you guys to discuss.
I would say that would continue, helps the businesses, but also the residents they're still inconvenienced with what's going on at various times, so that's a way to continue to help them out.
I agree.
I agree too.
So this is for the months of,
June and July, right?
June, July.
And we are, well, how's that work, Travis? Or,
so,
We did $600 each.
we did that, I know, that was for two, Highlander
We're gonna
and,
do an amount, or how many we do? For
is it
phase
up
one.
to, is it up to 600?
We can, whatever you decide. Wasn't that what we did the first time?
we came back and did those two
That was
special,
But
that
I
was
can see what we did the
separate.
first time.
And we itemized the, and I don't think we had any
I think it was
outliers.
up to 500.
First phase we did. Not on the
I think we did on the residential. We did it by names, right? So we listed the
Yeah,
names, and
that's
then we
how we
came
did it.
back and added the two that were
Yeah.
kind of outliers.
So if we had a motion to waive the utilities for the same group that was previously waived, so do we need legislation?
I think we can do it by motion.
do we have to, do we need to have Bennett's in there? Were they not on?
They were when, it,
So if we do a motion to
So
continue
they
this
were,
for-
DNI, at the time, it was a rental, and we excluded rental buildings, so unless you were the,
14.
so like if you had
But June and July, they're
it's
original,
different,
yeah.
yes, so in this capacity now, Bennett's, if the utilities are in Bennett's name, they will get them paid. Which I
Okay, so
believe they
they're,
are.
okay. They're
But
gonna
if-
get, if
yeah.
they're gonna get covered, they are gonna get covered.
Yes,
if
they
they're
are gonna
already.
get covered.
Okay.
And then we did, homeowners or, tenants that had utilities in their names. The only thing we excluded was not you, but rent, it was a rent, I don't think we did the rental, I know we didn't do yours, by all means, I know we didn't do that, but it was rentals essentially where it was, I think of another example, you're a bad example because you're on council, but,
So this would be a motion to extend the payments covered under ordinance 1460.
yeah. I'm thinking through that, I apologize, Travis, I missed.
This would be a motion to extend the payments covered under ordinance 1416 for the months of June and July.
Do we need to include the other ordinance?
We'll deal with those at the next meeting, because I think those,
Okay.
The new people, yeah, we'll add that on the next.
The two that we did 600. Okay. Deal with those at the next meeting. Okay.
Make a motion to approve.
Councilmember Baki has made a motion to approve the extension of the utility program.
I second that.
Second is provided by Councilmember Keith. Question, Travis, since we're doing June and July, will they just have credits in the
yeah,
future?
there will be credits for that. I'm not sure where we are on the July billing, but yeah, at least for June, they'll get a credit.
Okay, all right. All right, any further discussion? If not, Travis, roll call.
Ms. Pringle?
Yes.
Mr. Hicks?
Yes.
Mr. Ring?
Yes.
Mr. Baki?
Yes.
Mr. Keith?
Yes.
All right, motion passes. Again, so we just passed the stipend program for the business owners impacted on the square, and we also did an extension of the utility relief program for both the businesses and the homeowners on the square. Nothing is needed by the homeowners, nothing is needed by the businesses for the utility relief program. That will be automatically taken care of at the village level, and you'll see the credits spent out on your utility bill. And then for the stipend program or the relief program, you would just need to fill out an application as you have done in the past and turn that into the village office, email it in with your documentation, and they will get it taken care of from there. So I would encourage this council, as you're out and about this weekend, to make sure you're having those conversations and alerting those business owners and homeowners, because I think that's important. As quickly as we can tell them it's out there, as quickly as they can help get money back in their hand and kind of get back on track. So, and that's what we want, certainly. We don't want to lose any businesses over this. So just make sure that we're communicating that, and keep in mind too as well, it will probably take until Monday to get that application completed and on the website. Any questions? All right, it's been a marathon of a meeting, guys. We haven't had a meeting this long in a long time.
Mayor, I apologize.
Yes.
If you have a work commitment that I have to get to, so you have to leave me.
Let it be noted that it is, 7:28 p.m. and Councilmember Baki does need to leave the meeting. That does not impact anything that we have going forward. Have a good night, Andy.
You too.
Other person can't.
Nobody else can.
going with him.
Oh, yeah. Alright, Chief and Low Chief, what, Rocky, if you guys need to go, you're more than welcome to. Oh, just waiting on that.
Oh my gosh.
They're out of here.
Yep.
Have a good night, guys. Alright, item 6.1 on your agenda is the fiscal report, the cash fund summary, revenue status, appropriation status, payment listing, all of that is included. Hopefully you have some time to review it. If there are questions, we certainly will try and answer those tonight. If there's questions we can't answer, we will certainly get you an answer. Are there any questions? Just a moment to look. Alright, item 6.2 is your mayor's court report in there too as well. That just keeps building up revenue. Unfortunately, there's things to be dealt with in our community, unfortunately, but our police are doing a great job, so certainly appreciate that. And then finally, item 6.3, you'll see the zoning report in there too as well from Mike Click. Any questions? All right, I will move along to roundtable, and Mr. Hicks, I will come to you first.
Just two things that I wanted to ask about. One is, am I able to just hold like a public event, an open forum for people to come give me their input on things? Ever since I've been on council, a lot of people have stopped me and, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. I just like to set up like a, maybe like a Saturday morning kind of a thing where I just listen to people, taking notes and,
Yeah.
is that fine? Just, yeah,
Coffee with Cody.
coffee with Cody,
Yeah.
listen,
The
just
only thing you
listen.
can't do is you can't have a majority of council there present with you.
Oh, yeah, but I'm just by myself, I'm
Yes.
good.
Yep.
Awesome. That was one thing I wanted to check on. And then the other thing, I had this great idea of starting like some kind of an internship between the high school and the village. Maybe give some young people some opportunities. Worst case scenario, they do a free internship and they leave with a letter of recommendation to go on to get a good job or something. Best case scenario, maybe we find a great candidate that we hire on for, police department, fire, EMS, anywhere. I just think it would be a way to connect the youth with some opportunities.
I like
So
it.
I'm looking into all kinds of stuff with that.
And as you're building that out or kind of getting more interest in that, I would highly encourage you to work directly with Travis on that.
Okay.
Travis can kind of speak more to the
See,
insurance side of it and.
Yeah, my first idea was just to go to the different departments, see what kind of needs they had,
Mhm.
and see if we can't find a high school student or two that could really fit that need well to, link up some experience for them too.
I think Travis could really help in that. He's, well versed with those departments and kind of what we're looking for, so I think that's probably the best place to start, and then, you guys
And then we
can.
need to schedule his orientation.
Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Yeah.
I talked to him before.
All right, let's get that done. All right, anything else?
That's it for me.
All right, Councilmember Key, anything?
No?
All right. Councilmember Pringle.
A few things. We are planning a Brews and Steins. It's like the Beer Fest little cousin event for October 10th. So if anyone's interested in helping, let me know. Or Cody is helping with that. We'll have food trucks, band, beer, usual stuff. And then fall market on October 17th. And trick or treat on October 31st.
Give me those dates again.
All big events in October. October 10th.
October 10th. October 31st, right? Or
And October 17th.
um,
And like Chief Rocky mentioned, the splash party was a huge success. A lot of happy kids and parents. I look forward to doing that again next year. It was really great.
How many pizzas?
We ran out of pizza. I think we had 36 pizzas. We gave out 286 ices, snow cones. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, my grandsons loved it.
That's all I have.
We need to get your liquor license done like next week. So, hold me accountable on that. Alright, any additional comments?
Is the October 10th event, is that the beer and stein?
Mm-hmm.
That's, okay.
Where's it at?
Square.
Is it on Square? Okay.
It's October 10th, I've got these all messed up.
Yes.
And then October 17th is the fall market, and then Halloween.
Okay.
And also make sure to talk to Sean if you haven't already. I don't know when he's doing his hide and seek event. So I just want to make sure we're not on the same night.
Is there a fair parade?
Yes. Yes.
It should be able to go to normal crop.
Well, I've heard, oh, we're not having a fair parade. I'm like,
Yes, we
yes,
are.
we are.
Yes, they are. It's not a village event, but it is.
It's an hour earlier.
Yeah, so.
What'd you
Alright,
say, Travis?
It's an hour earlier than normal.
Okay.
alright, Councilman Breen, anything for council tonight?
No?
Alright,
I'll think
Travis.
about something tomorrow.
Travis, anything additional?
Just one question. She brought up trick or treat. Does the mayor usually designate beggars night here, or how does that date get set?
I think we have an ordinance or something previously
Okay.
that sets
Set
it.
it.
Yeah,
We just
So
set
it's
it,
just-
unless we're changing it.
Okay.
I mean, it's on a Saturday.
I think it's, what is it? I don't, what are the times, do you know?
Like 5 to 8, 5:30.
I think the actual trick or treat is in the ordinance, like maybe 5:30 to 7:30
Or
or.
the actual trigger, I'm not sure the actual trick or treat
Maybe
time.
we can
I think
research
we
that.
will.
Yeah, we definitely made it.
Yeah, we did some type of motion.
We had a trunk and treat around the square too last year.
Yeah, that's, where's Jessica now? All eyes on Jessica. Only because you do such an awesome job.
Are we gonna do the event on the square?
31st?
Yes,
On the
she's looking
31st.
for volunteers, it sounds like we,
Yeah.
he said we.
We,
So that means you, Jay.
you too, Joe.
I'll come up and need some candy.
When their food trucks?
Yeah, there were food trucks, it was
It
huge.
is on a Saturday, so it should be great.
And that'll be before, after, during, and are we
All
gonna
the
have
above.
traditional Halloween?
All the above.
Exactly.
Just a huge event.
Yes.
It'll just start.
Clearly, you've never been.
He was there last year, he must have not been paying attention though, how big of an event it was.
It was huge, I was busy asking for votes.
Oh, that's right. That was
Yeah.
a political event last year.
Alright, Travis, anything additional
That's it.
tonight? No. Joe, anything for the group?
Not tonight.
Alright, don't believe we have an executive session, so, looks like our next meeting is on August 27th here in the council member chambers at 6 p.m. Is there anything additional to come before council tonight? If not, I would certainly entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Councilmember Pringles made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second provided by Councilmember Keefe. All those in favor state so by saying aye. Any opposed? Meeting is adjourned.